A Lubbock businessman has spent nearly 7 decades repairing shoes for customers across West Texas and eastern New Mexico.
We're highlighting his impact on the hub city this Hispanic Heritage Month. KCBD News Channel 11's Brittany Crittenden stopped by Frank's Shoe Repair to learn more about the man behind the counter.
The machines inside Frank's Shoe Repair are younger than their operator.
I bought this new in 1964 when I went in business. I had to buy this new.
Frank Davila still uses pen and paper. And a register he says is probably from the 1940s.
As long as it works, it'll do the job.
The 90-year-old is an expert when it comes to lining and insoles. The machinery, an extension of his craft.
And you let it go, it stops. You put it on, it goes.
He's been repairing shoes since the 1950s, but his story begins much earlier. He was born outside of Laredo in 1933, the son of Mexican immigrants. For several years, his family traveled to New Deal to work the harvest, and in 1942 decided to stay.
My mother would cry, "We're gonna freeze to death," and no.
Frank says his parents pulled him out of school a lot to work and eventually took him out for good after the 4th grade. At 17, he, his mom, and one of his sisters became sick with tuberculosis. They were sent to a hospital near San Angelo for treatment.
I got there, and I wanted to write to my dad that I had got there. I went on the bus, that I got there all right, and I had to ask somebody to write me a letter. Man, I was so changed. So when they would write me down, I would copy the letters. And I started reading papers or books or in Spanish.
Frank says much of his treatment was only to rest. His roommate in the hospital, a shoe repairman from San Antonio, had a different idea. He wanted to teach the patients his trade so they could bring it home after they healed. He also connected Frank with a business owner in Lubbock who gave him his first job in the industry.
I worked 10 years for him, and I never asked for a raise. Every time I learned a little bit more, he would pay me more.
Frank took over the shop in 1964, giving it the new name.
So altogether, again, it's a blessing. It's a blessing all the way around.
Customers come from all over for Frank's work. A woman from Muleshoe picked up these boots for her father. She says Frank is the best around.
You know, when I would come, I didn't have to, question anything. I would look at the boots, and man, they looked better than when I brought them in, coming out. They look like brand new boots.
Junior Vasquez has been a customer for more than 30 years, wanting Frank's craftsmanship to be recognized.
He doesn't want any drama. He doesn't want, kudos or whatever. That's not the kind of man he is, at least that's what I gather. But I thought, this is the perfect time. It's the middle of Hispanic Heritage Month, and not only one of the oldest businesses in Lubbock, but one of the older gentlemen in running a business in Lubbock, but also he's a Hispanic,
Vasquez says he and Frank can relate, and that friendship is what keeps customers coming in. How many customers do you think you've had?
I wish I had a penny for everyone. Just a penny.
Here's one of them. I've got to go.
Thank you very much. You take care.
We'll see you again, okay?
Yeah.
Frank says he doesn't need any new customers. His current clients keep him pretty busy, and he says he'll keep serving them.
As long as I can get around.
Brittany Crittenden, KCBD News Channel 11.
He looks great for 90.
I was going to take him some boots until Brittany said he doesn't need any new customers.